Whoa, 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 whoa. We're already got audio issues. What's going on? Hold on. All right, test. Are we good? My word. You hit go and the thing just starts spazzing out. All right, what's up, everybody? What's up? Let me scroll up here, figure out what we're doing. So I'm gonna show you guys the personal website today that I've been working on. I was just I was like, man, so when Etch very first became viable for building things, I was like, gotta build something. And so made a really simple, no frills kind of personal website with it. That was like the first website built with Etch. And it lingered around for a while, and then I just recently was like, all right, I just want to bring some more life to it, I want to bring some more life to it. I also wanted to build a much wider website. I don't like the way that this mic is going. All right, I'm gonna restart this. Give me a second. This Rodecaster, it throws fits like this. Audio will go out for just a minute, okay? Hang tight. Test. Maybe that'll reset it. Hopefully that'll reset it. Why? It's weird. It only shows me one channel though, but whatever. Okay. And so yeah, I wanted to go back to a site with more life in it, and I'm not working on an existing design. I'm not using any sites necessarily as inspiration. I'm kind of just winging it. Which you got to be very careful doing, because, well, with BIM, it's a little bit better. I mean, okay, we're going to have to restart the whole road. Hold on one second. This will take a little bit longer. We'll be right back. It's Rodecaster, not working well. Test. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. It really feels like this Rodecaster almost gets like a buildup of like energy or something over time, and then just spazzes out and has to be completely like unplugged from power and then turned off, turned back on. Then it works fine, but it's like there's no rhyme or reason. It's just the more I stream or do things after a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks, or it's like it's got too much energy in it or something, and it just starts spazzing out. Okay. Yeah, the camera is fine. The camera actually didn't shut itself off that day. When I slammed the desk, I went back and watched the replay or whatever. I hit the desk at some point, and it shook one of the cables loose. But yeah, the camera's on point. It stays on. So anyway, I was gonna say with BIM, it's okay as long as you name things correctly. You can make adjustments as you go, but you got to try not to make a mess. You got to try not to make a mess as you work like this, because you are trying to iterate on things. You are trying to make adjustments on the fly, and if you're not careful, you can get a lot of baggage that way. A lot of classes you don't need, a lot of it's just not clean. It's not as clean as it could be. So thankfully I'm a professional, and I can be careful as I go through this. Now, one goal I had for this build is I don't typically do wide websites, like very wide websites. And I decided to I was like, hey, let's just go wide. Let's just go wide with this one and see what we can do. So I'm going to show you, back in the day, powering off a PC was not enough. We had to fully unplug from the power supply to discharge it. Yeah. I don't even turn my computer off anymore. I don't know if anybody does. Does anybody turn their computer off anymore? My shit's just running 24/7. Half the time I go on vacation, I don't even turn it off. Okay, let's check out what we've got. Rode is an Aussie company, so we make it so you have to check it every 2 weeks to keep all the spiders out of that. Yeah, I mean, I'm in Florida. That's kind of like, Florida is like the Australia of the United States, you know? It's wild here. It's wild. So maybe it's good that I have it. Maybe it's good. Let me go main share here. Let's go ahead and check out what we've got. So I'm like, I would say 2 days into this rebuild. Now, I just duplicated the existing site. I didn't even start clean. I am kind of able to reuse some of the initial components I built. By the way, we should look at I changed the color scheme on this a little bit not too long ago, but it's very simple, basic, straightforward. I actually went the opposite with this one. I was like, this is not the new one, this is the current one. I was like, for this one, I was like, I want to do a really narrow site. I haven't really done a very narrow site before, so let me just do a narrow one. I just kept everything nice and clean and simple. Remember, this site had to kind of get more complex as the functionality became available, you know? So I don't even think it started with components because we didn't have them, and then it morphed into having components, and there was some stuff with dynamic data that had to wait. And this was the site that I used to kind of figure out where the gaps were. Like, okay, as I'm building it, what am I not able to do that I really need to be able to do? And that kind of guided the roadmap, so to speak, the priorities. So there is some complexity in this in terms of, how these components are structured. These were the article cards, which I'm actually still using. I just repurposed these. Then we had a single post template that looked a little bit like this. And this was using content grid, fairly simple still. I made this nav by hand, which I'm just kind of redoing. That's pretty much it though. Like this, there's some general little transitions and such. These cards are probably the more complex of the components, because when you go to tools, these are the same card. And then this is also the same card here. So it's got some, I lost my affiliate ribbon at some point, so we'll have to get those back. I think they're using container queries. I think there's 2 different styles to them. These are what I need to repurpose in the new site, because I don't have a solution for this yet. But let's go ahead and take a look at the new one so we can see maybe there's a little bit more life. What is the update of Etch and Surecart and WooCommerce? We'll have more updates on that soon. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this nav as like floating. It does have, the glass. It's kind of like the blur effect going on, but I don't know if I want it to be sticky or fixed. We'll decide that. I'm gonna be using this background pattern. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is a custom background pattern that I think I'm using as an accent piece in various places to provide a little bit of energy and whatnot to the site. I've got this intro. Well, this is actually a custom hero, but I do have an intro component that kind of does a lot of this as well for my section intros. I kind of like this idea where I took the section intro and it has like I gave it a switch to choose whether it's a divider style or not. And when it's a divider style, I'll show you in a minute. When it's a divider style, it does this and kind of takes that heading and makes the heading like a section divider almost. And that's all done with the same intro component. I still need to put images in here for these things, but I built these little transition-y cards for products. And then I've got to do this section down here, which is going to be for, obviously, Page Building 101, the Inner Circle, YouTube. And we got to keep going with this page. I've still got to I've got to find a way for the tools to sneak in there somewhere, maybe. And then definitely the where I've been lately list needs to sneak in there. Maybe some testimonials need to sneak in there. It still doesn't have a footer. Let's check out what I'm starting to do with the menu. So this was my concept so far for the menu, where it's essentially going to mimic the header, and nice little narrow header. It's pissing me off that I can't figure out why this won't blur, because I've got the same. I've never seen this happen before, where like you tell it to blur and it just decides not to. There's probably some funky nonsense related to it, and it may be that it extends outside of the header and it's not aware of. I'm not sure. I'm honestly, I've never seen it happen before, so that has to be investigated a little bit. But I'm going with this custom menu, and we'll see if we can make it work at some point. And then I got to make the transitions and maybe some animations a little fancier. This is just like super rough sketch, like concept of this thing kind of slides out of the header. These will probably animate in when that happens. So all that stuff I'll button up at the end, but that's kind of the general concept. But you can see, like, if I inspect it, right? Like, so here's the background color, which is transparent, right? And that is working. That is working. And then there's backdrop filter blur 5 pixels, which is the same blur on the header, and it's not blurring anything. Even though it says it is supposed to be blurring it, it's not blurring it. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with that. Okay, it's worse in Florida because the giant venomous spiders and snakes there all have guns. Okay, why your blog posts don't have the comment block? I've thought about adding it back. I think it had it at one point, but okay. Anyway, oh, this I really like this. Notice that this is the today's stream. This actually pulls automatically. Okay, so I vibe coded. I want to talk about vibe coding and replacing plugins. And dude, somebody's just slamming the thumbs down right now. You know, you don't have to be here. You don't have to watch. Imagine like having nothing to do in your life. You have so little to do that you come here to just click the thumbs down button over and over again. That's imagine that being your life. It's sad. All right, so plugins, installed plugins. Check this out real quick. Vibe coded this. It is called, where did it go? TubeSync. Let me show you this. I'll go to YouTube videos, settings, and you put in your API key, you put in your channel handle, and then what it does is it goes and grabs all of your YouTube feed. It puts all the posts in as a custom post type. So they're all like loaded natively in here. It puts them in, it says the type, okay? Upcoming, live stream, video, okay? So it automatically types them. It also takes the topics from your playlist. So your playlist is obviously typically how you organize videos by topic. It takes those and puts them in a taxonomy called video topics. It pulls a lot of dynamic data related to the videos. It's pulling the content into the block editor, which in here, you know, this is just thrown into a template eventually, so it doesn't matter what it looks like in here necessarily, but it pulls the featured image, which is your thumbnail, and it does all this automatically, and it does it on like I think a 6-hour pull. Like every 6 hours, it's like, hey, are there any new updates? Also, it will update existing videos. If I go delete a video from YouTube, it will disappear from my custom post type in WordPress. It will keep the two things in sync. And what that allowed me to do is it allowed me to, on the homepage, put my latest video and just say, we'll show you how this is. So because it's a CPT, I was able to create a loop called videos, which pulls from YouTube video. And I can go in with a loop like this and just say the count is 1. And because of the way that it's ordered, it's just always going to pull the latest video. And I never have to go in and update this. So I just live my life on YouTube I just do what I do, and the website will just keep this card constantly updated. And then it'll also keep the eventual videos page, which I'll make, in, I don't know when, maybe we'll work on that today. I don't know. It's going to keep the whole feed updated, which is going to be really, really nice. Okay, so that was cool. Vibe coding. Let's give a little context to vibe coding here. So I do think, there's all this like, it's going to take everybody's jobs. It's going to replace everything. Everything's going to be vibe coded in the future. Like, you're not even going to need Gmail. You'll just vibe code your own Gmail. Like, okay. A lot of that is a bit outlandish. A lot of that is maybe wishful thinking. A lot of that is just, do you really want to maintain all your own apps, like, and really worry about all the functionality there, all of the headaches, all the nightmares, all the hosting, all the this, all the that, oh my God, what a nightmare that sounds like. What a nightmare that sounds like. So the idea that all the things in the world are going to get replaced with vibe coding is, I think, a bit crazy. But I will say this, the days of paying for a superficial, let's just say a superficial plugin, not absolutely critical functionality, not just kind of like I just did here, where it's like I need this one thing for this one functionality for this. So it needs to make an API call. It does need to have a good amount of infrastructure. It had to have some thought put into some of the features and the way that it pulls the playlist for taxonomies and the type of video and on and on and on. But that's literally like a perfect use case for vibe coding. Perfect use case to vibe code that up. And in the old days, yes, you would have had to wait for that to become a product from somebody and buy it. And it might have been a $39 plugin or a $19 plugin or a $49 plugin or something like that. And that developer could have made, tens of dollars or thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. There probably would be like 50 of them. And it would never be a flagship product or anything like that, but it would have put some money in some people's pockets. And unfortunately, a lot of people in WordPress have made a living doing a lot of that. And, for the most part, like they fit the general stereotype of kind of like the broke WordPress developer who's kind of like got some plugins on the side, but it's just enough to pay a bill or two. It's not like they're working full time, building a plugin software company. Those are more rare. Let's say those are more rare. So it is going to hurt those people. These kind of plugins that you used to buy from a third party developer. And was like, thank you, that's great. It does the one thing that I needed it to do. I think those days are over. And so if you are in the business if you're in the plugin or software business, you really need to think about making substantial products. If the product is not a substantial, critical, like workflow critical product, you are going to see a lot of people just vibe coding those smaller little pieces of the puzzle. But if you are like this idea that people are going to vibe code their own Gmail and Basecamp and all these other, like Basecamp would be a perfect example. Oh, well, I can just vibe code. Everybody's just going to vibe code their agency project management software. I don't think so. They're not very, I would say they're not very bright if that's what they're doing. Because it's like, man, you know how much money and time you're going to spend. Why won't you just pay for Basecamp? Basecamp's not that expensive. It's just not, the math doesn't math on a lot of those things. And the headaches accumulate over time. There are still like major problems with vibe coded solutions. And so you want to keep the scope very small, I think. So yeah. What's up, Curtis? What's up? You're exaggerating a bit. We won't be vibe coding our own Gmail, but truly, really premium WordPress plugin companies are in for a rough time. Yeah, if they're not workflow critical. For sure. Everybody is more than welcome to vibe code Etch, for example. Good fucking luck. Good luck. But yeah, like these small little things like, hey, I need to pull from a YouTube API. I need to get that stuff into a CPT, and then I'll use Etch to loop through it. Like, yeah, we don't need a third-party dev to do that kind of stuff anymore. So you really need to think about how to make something, build something, innovate something that is workflow critical. Okay. I was told we can vibe code Salesforce. Yeah, that's the. I'm exhausted by those X posts and LinkedIn posts and has anybody noticed everything died again? Everything died again. I mean, every career's dead. Every time I wake up, I mean, we lost 1,000 more careers. You know, did we really? No. But there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype artists who are trying to make that case on every social media platform in existence right now, and it's just absolutely exhausting because it's just not practical. It's just not there. Vibe coding Etch CMS. Good luck. Yeah. I mean, vibe code is CMS, vibe code Etch, vibe code Basecamp. Like good luck. Okay. All right. So what do we want to do first? I think I want to tackle. Oh, let me show you guys the blog page here. Let me show you. I'm going to show you how I'm starting to use this little stripes. By the way, I put this stripes pattern in automatic CSS. You can go to surfaces and overlays, custom surfaces, and I made one called stripes. And so it's got the asset is essentially just a repeating linear gradient, and it has some transparencies in it. And then we come down here and it's got a little overlay, which kind of fades it out. Now this one's just doing this manually because I actually needed a custom mask on it. And so that was, I didn't use it there, but I did use it on single post. Oh, it's a page. It's the blog page. Let's go to it. Okay, so I'm using it at the top here, which if we look at this page, so it kind of just makes like a header style effect or an effect behind that header area on a page like this. And then here's the repurposed blog cards, and I just went, again, really wide with the page, kind of just fill the grid out, stretch out the first item so it spans 2 rows, 2 columns. And then I think, did I do anything with the single post template yet? I have. Okay, so I did this little, I'm using also this little, personal brand kind of headshot situation thing in 2 different ways. We'll go to the tools page in a minute and see that. This is just going to be, I think eventually I'm going to move this to a sidebar situation, and the sidebar will be the auto table of contents kind of situation. I think that's how this will end up going. And then I need a footer down here as well. And then I also need to transition this header. If you notice, whenever we transition into a light area, I'm going to need to transition that to a dark header. So there's that we got to put on the list and be aware of. Let's go to tools. All right. So this is another way that I'm using this pattern. So in a real header, where I have an actual intro, it will extend down even further. It'll still fade out. And notice that when this intro is centered, I'm able to move the headshot and move the accent line to come from the top instead of the side. There's a bunch of different variations of this header that I have as well. But here is our tools grid, which is in a frantic state. This is kind of the default state of how it imported, and I need to figure out what I want to do here. And I think this is the first page that I'm going to work on. Now you need to scroll the header to a dark, yeah, exactly. I tried using the events calendar plugin. It broke on a fresh site, so I vibe coded my own events plugin. So much lighter and works better for my needs. Yeah, I mean, if you don't need fully featured, you actually don't need an events plugin at all. Like I've shown people how to build an events system with just a custom post type, custom fields, and loops and logic. Like if you don't need like crazy features, like for example, repeating events would be like one of those, okay, now we're into, plugin territory, right? Third-party plugin territory. Maybe you try to vibe code that solution. There's a lot of technicalities there that I don't think you necessarily want to get into with vibe coding. It just really depends on the complexity of your needs. Okay. Vibe or not, you have to understand the code. Would you run an SQL query? Yeah, I mean, well, let's be honest. Like a lot of these solutions, I mean, I don't love them. I love them in a way. You know, you do love to see it in a way where people are like, you know, I vibe coded this whole SaaS platform and now I'm bankrupt because there was a security breach. Everybody got refunds. You know, I went $1 million in the hole with Stripe or whatever. And it's like, man, yeah. There's going to be a lot of early losses like that where people are just throwing stuff out into the world, selling it, and they don't even know what's under the hood, dude. They have no idea how this thing works under the hood. And they're onboarding gazillions of users or whatever. And it's a disaster. And yeah, I've seen a couple of those stories now. People getting hacked. Man, yeah, not great. Not great. I mean, we got a lot of people who don't know what they're putting out into the world, putting stuff out into the world. I do honestly believe that if you're going to vibe code solutions like that, you should probably warn people. Like say, hey, this is use at your own risk, at least for right now, this vibe coded solution. It hasn't been validated by an actual software engineer yet. Like, I think those kind of disclaimers would be helpful for people. Just as a general principle. Okay. So I don't know how you guys liking. Like, are we liking the general vibe here of the? Do we like the lines? Do we the fades, the intros, the general structure that we've got so far? I was thinking what might be good here is a 2-column layout where the right side, the bigger side, has all of the tools in these categories. Notice that it's looping already, which is nice. I don't have to really worry about doing it because it was doing this on the old site. It loops through the categories, then it loops through the cards that go into each category or the tool that goes into each category. So I'm thinking of just taking everything that exists here and stuffing it in a right side kind of container. And then the left side would be a sticky, maybe, let's say category facets or kind of like a table of contents situation. And somebody could click on, a category and it will scroll them right to it and it'll stay sticky. I think that's maybe the direction we'll go. Fat Cat Design says, I love it. Okay, good. There's literally an example for this on the comparison modifiers page. Oh, I don't know. You might be talking to somebody else. I don't know. So it's so hard for me to keep up with all the different little side conversations that happen. All right, let's see if we can stuff this into a little sidebar situation and see how things go. Okay, so let's go in and we're just gonna hit edit with Etch. I think this is a template. It's an archive template. So it's tools archive. And we'll take this, see our setup real quick. We've got the tools section. We've got a container. We've got the list. Okay, so the whole list, I think, can just be on the side. So if we just add a div here, this will be called the sidebar. So I'll go in, name this sidebar. Okay, and then I'm going to say tools sidebar. Just give it a little BIM class here. And let's go with container. All right, this is the tools inner. All right, tools section. And we'll do inner here. I'll do a grid and we'll do, I don't want to do auto grid. I want to maybe do like a 2-3 situation. Let's just try a 2-3 situation. But something that I've been retraining myself on essentially because of how easy it is to do media queries, container queries, all of that. Like we really want to be disciplined these days about display grid, yes, which gets you your 1 column. And only do the 2-3 at a certain media query or container query, right? So I'll inject a media query. We'll just guess something right out of the gate, like 1280 or something. And then you drop the actual 2-3 instruction. And this is just, you're getting automatic responsiveness this way. You don't have to cross any T's or dot any I's later in terms of responsiveness because it's going to be 1 column by default. It's only going to be 2-3 at 1280 and up, right? And so then it's just a matter of, how are these squishing? But this is a grid inside of a grid, essentially, it looks like, where this tools list is already this is a variable grid. So it's an automatically responsive grid in itself. And then we're dealing with cards that use container queries, where if they have enough space to be wide, because in analytics, there's only 1 tool, it's going to be wide. And then when there's more than one tool, it's not going to be wide because it's putting other things in here and, you know, it's taking up the space. But see how up here, the logo is above everything else? And then when it does go wide, the logo becomes next to everything else. That's done by container queries. I'm not sure what's going on with this tool card component. It came from the old site. And Brave is obsessed with like permissions. Okay, let's see what's going on here because I haven't looked at this in a long time. We have the link, we have the title. Okay. I think what we need to do here is just link color and link color hover instead of messing with like actually overriding these things. So link color, I think text light is good to stay at that. And then we'll do text light muted on hover. Okay, that fixes that. What's going on with these images? Do we need to, oh, these are legit images. These are not SVGs. Okay. Oh, well, that's tough because if it's an SVG, we would be able to remove the colors and make them all white and such. Is it going to help to grayscale these? I got a filter. Filter, grayscale. I don't know that that's going to help at all. Filter. Can't you like invert? I don't know. I may need to replace all these with SVGs. Are they not SVGs in the, like, where's the logos? Oh, this is maybe one of the bad parts of the YouTube integration is it flooded my media library with all the thumbnails. I mean, it has to, but like, man, it's like now there's a lot. And of course this media library situation is hot garbage. I don't know where all those okay, okay, here they are. Well, they are SVGs. A lot of them are, then we got like a random PNG in there. Oh, shit. All right, we got some random PNGs. We got some SV. Oh, God, what a disaster. What a disaster those are. Do we want to... Why do I feel, okay, let's, do any of them work? Do any of them work? Let's go to the page and see. Tools archive is reset or customize. What does that mean? What does that mean? Save. Tools, okay. All right, so like, yeah, these are partially working. Well, anybody got any ideas for how to... I really don't want to go in and replace all of these. But like when these were white, what happens if I make the... let's see, what happens if I make the background of this figure white? I just want to see, make sure, yeah. I mean, I could do that, right? Would that look horrible? Would that just look awful? Let's just do it on this one and see, you know? Let's go to background. Well, I can actually do it on this class right here, and we'll just see all of them at once. Background white. I mean, it's not. What do you guys think? How do you want to solve this? I'll take you know, suggestions from the chat here. What are we thinking? The next thing, while we figure that, I'll just do that for right now, and then I'll let you guys weigh in the chat. So, background white, and actually, we're just gonna have to use white. We're gonna have to use naked white because we can't allow that to invert, because obviously it does not work when it's dark. So, let me go to. I actually like the white BG. Makes it pop. All right, well, Bev will be happy. Bev will be happy for sure. Makes it pop. Maybe I should give these cards a different background color. Let's see what's going on with these tool cards. These got a lot going on here. So, okay, this was from having the ribbon. Yep, expanded. It's got clickable parent. It's got focused parent. I wonder what happened to the ribbon though. If expanded, figure, image, if condition, ribbon. Yeah, I don't think we have the ribbon classes anymore. Ribbon, or do we? Do we have the classes? Docs.automatic CSS. I hardly ever use ribbons. Let's just type ribbon. Ribbons. Position, add the class ribbon to your text element to activate. We do have the class ribbon. But I don't know if it's in this version. I don't know if it's in this version. It's clearly not. It believes it's not. I do have a recipe for it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go tool card. I think we have a recipe. Corner ribbon. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then we can go to tool card up here and get rid of all this ribbon stuff. We don't need any of this. Okay. Let's go to the actual ribbon and deal with it there. Ribbon shadow. Let's go none for right now. I think you still have to do data ribbon position is top right or something. Ribbon offset, ribbon, sale. When's the last time I did a ribbon? Data ribbon style equals sale, data ribbon position. Data ribbon position. Top right, top left are our options. Now we'll see if the recipe was actually put in to do that correctly. Data ribbon position equals top right. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Ribbon background color. We don't want black. We don't want black. I'm thinking the card itself. Let's go with maybe like a, I don't like that you can see through it right now. I don't think. Let's just try this. Let's just do base dark and background base. Is there another background on here or, oh, main styles. Oh, there is. Okay. Oh, no. Hold on. Ribbon padding, ribbon color. Oh, this is straight up related to, oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Never mind. I thought I was on tool card. All right, let's go in here. Background base dark. I think it's hard to see with my lights. I think that is correct though. It's not exactly the background color. It's a little bit dark. What if we do semi-dark? Oh, okay. All right. Maybe a little bit more contrast like that would work. Now let's go to the ribbon. And I think we want the ribbons to maybe be primary, right? So ribbon background color, let's go with primary. And let's just see what that looks like. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. I think on these wide cards, the ribbon's a little big. We might want to go a little smaller with the ribbon. Ribbon's a little big. Notice it's not putting the ribbon on every card. It only puts it on affiliate link cards. Is it too loud with primary? Let's just put that out there for right now. Do we want this to be subtle? Or is it okay the way it is? I much prefer having mine where he puts the structure panel, especially with that long mini GUI. I don't like it in the sidebar. I normally don't have the JavaScript panel on. Let me go, clicking the wrong buttons. I want to turn off the JS editor. This is normally how I rock and roll with it. Because I like wide CSS. I don't like being crammed in a sidebar. Because then I don't have to, you deal with less line breaks. You deal with less, less scrolling. I can tend to see more. How do we like the blue? They want subtle. Okay. So ribbon background color, we could do primary dark, primary semi-dark. That's still too vibrant. We could do dark, primary dark with it. Let's see how we like that. Yeah, more subtle. Okay. There you go. There's more subtle. How are we liking that? Not so in your face. Not so vibrant. Let's go ribbon text size. Let's go with text S. And ribbon text color. How about we do primary light? So that's not like, it's not white, you know? We'll have to check the contrast. I'll show you to check contrast ratio on that in just a second. Ribbon offset. Ooh, 30. Yeah, let's tighten that up. Let's tighten that up. Ooh, we can get deep up in the corner. Maybe we'll go with that. Maybe we'll go with that. Okay, font size, ribbon text size, all that looks good. There you go. So it's tighter up in the corner now. It's not so vibrant and in your face. Dark looks good. I like dark. We could also do a transparency. We could do a transparency. So the way you would handle a transparency, for those who've been out of the loop, okay? So we might do a transparency of primary. We could do a transparency of primary dark. It doesn't really matter. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take that away and we're gonna do OKLCH. And you're gonna say from the color you want. So in this case, from primary, you define LCH and then you immediately get access to the alpha channel. What this does, this LCH, is essentially just saying, hey, reference the L, reference the C, reference the H from this color right here. Now you can manipulate these, but if you're just wanting transparency, you just leave them alone. Just leave them alone, okay? And then here's your 0.2. So if I come out, we see that this is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.1. So let's take a look at 0.1. It looks something like that. To me, that's not enough, right? We go 0.2. And then remember, we can also do this based on primary dark. That looks pretty dope though. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. How do we feel about this? Are we good here? All right. All right. We'll see what people say. We'll see what people say. I think overall this is fairly good for right now. All this looks good. I think we want to animate these cards maybe a little bit, yeah? Yeah, they feel a little dull. When you hover over them, there's no real indication. I mean, you're getting the hover style here, but there's really no real indication that we're actually hovering. Question is, what do we want to do with it? What do we want to do with it? Do we want to move the card a little bit, like translate the card a little bit? What do we want to do? I don't know. Let's tackle that in a minute. One thing I'm noticing is my spacing is not great, okay? Things are too close together over here. So let's get out of our tool card. Let's look at how we're structured. We've got this top list, okay, which is looping through list items. And that top level list is essentially the heading for each one. I can use gap here. Or, let's see, tool cat list, display flex, flex column. Let's just throw a gap on here and see what happens. And let's get down here. Did that even change anything? 5M, it does. Okay, so maybe container. Maybe do a container gap there. Would be a little bit better. These are what, H2s? Do we want H2s in here? I don't know. No, I think we have to go H3s in here. We have to go H3s in here. Because we're going to have an H2 over here in the sidebar, I think. It's going to be our section heading. So let's do that as an H3. We've got a container gap now. Now let's see how we're looking. Okay. Now we're a little bit more. Ooh, you know what though? I'm thinking I want this little, let's go back to think about our divider style where we did this right here. This little divider style, I think that's what I want. The question is, how do we best steal it from the section intro? Okay, let's throw an intro, section intro. Let's throw a section intro in here. So you do this divider style and it's gonna make the divider style. And it also has the logic of if this is left aligned, it does it like this. And if it's center aligned, it does it like that. It's pretty flexible. It's pretty flexible. Let's go look at how this is accomplished here. So we've got this etch element heading. If the divider style is true, we're going to give it all these styles right here. And if the data intro style is left, data intro style is 2 column. Actually, I do want that. Okay. This is, I really wish vanilla CSS had mix-ins, dude. It would solve, it's coming, but it's not here yet. It would solve so many problems. Like if I had a little mix-in for this, that would be fantastic. I could just give it the section intro heading class, maybe. Could I do that? Could I get away with doing that? Would it be ideal to do that? I don't know if it would be ideal to do that. Let's look at what all is involved here. I mean, you've got, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Before and after. The rights, okay. Maybe I can abstract this to a utility class of some sort to make it semi-usable elsewhere. Let's think about this. So it's 1.5 pixels. It's 0.2 opacity. I can just recreate it real quick, I think. Font size is text S. Oh, it's got some letter spacing going on too. All right, what happens if I just pop a section intro onto here? Let's get out of this intro here. Like worst case scenario, I'll just recreate it real quick. So this is the heading, tool cat list heading. So tool cat list heading. I'll say, yeah, that's fine. Tool cat list heading, that works. Okay. Section intro heading. Like, I feel like I can just get away with it, you know? But how do I give it the divider style? Let's look at this. It's looking for data divider style true has me. So the parent would need the data attribute. Data divider style equals true. It's doing it, but it's center aligning it, and that's not what I want. Okay, so let's look at it again. And the other option here is data intro style is left. Okay, so if I just do data intro style is left on here, data intro style is left, it's gonna fix itself. And then I just need to take this list item, no, the whole list itself, and overflow clip. Let's go look at this on the front end. Oh, this is the home page. We don't need the home page. Okay, I left the page at some point. Here we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. I think the margin bottom. Now, you're probably wondering why I have two classes on here, right? Like, I'm using the class of section intro. I stole the class of section intro heading to put on here to create the effect. But I also have this blank class right here, and it's because, well, if I do, I've been meaning to test this. And does this change the specificity? I've been wondering. Margin block N0. I don't think it does. And I don't think you, you can. You can, hold on, does this still work? This is hilarious. This is hilarious. This is like the same technique of doubling the heading. Have you ever seen me double the class to increase the specificity by 1? I just realized that it works with the ampersand selector. This is phenomenal. This is why I like just playing around and trying look at this. Look at this. The double ampersand right here. It's not giving me a specificity score. It's like not calculating it, but it's clearly winning. Because this had a margin block end on it. This rule right here had a margin block end of section space S, and I wanted to clear that out in this instance with the toolcat list heading. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, 0, 2, 0. So this is 0, 2, 0. This is 0, 2, 0. But I wrote this rule last, so it's winning. That's phenomenal, dude. The double ampersand. Put that in the books. Put that in your notepad. I honestly didn't know that was gonna work. But that was fantastic. That's fun. All right, I think I want to make this grid right here. It's that grid in a grid tools list, min to rim. Let's do 450 here. Is that too much for all of them? Okay, what about 400? Is that too much for all of them? That's too much. 3, oh wait, hold on though. Hold on. I'm not seeing the entire canvas because what if we hide the interface for a second? Ah, there we go. So now we're only getting 2, and then we get, okay, this is gonna work better. We never get 3. I was thinking 3 columns in that subgrid was gonna be a little bit too much. So now I've kind of adjusted the auto responsive rule to where it only can ever have 2. I think that's gonna work better. Look at this trick in Etch of hiding the interface, but still having the responsive handles. So one of the problems with working on a very wide site is that in the builder interfaces, because they're sidebars typically, you're not previewing the entire thing. Now we are gonna be able to zoom soon, but yeah. Okay, here's our sidebar situation. We want our gap to be a grid gap here. And actually on here, I want it to be like ×2 or something. I want it to be a little bit bigger on desktop. Okay. All right, I actually have not done this before where we just kind of manually maybe create a table of contents. And it stands to reason that because we are querying these category headings, I can just re-query them right here. And instead of having cards in them, they can just be links. And what I can do here is put an ID on this heading. Let's think about how this would work. Yeah, this should work because cat name, okay. So this heading right here can just have an ID of item dot, well, the same thing. Cat.name. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's just do an ID of cat.name. I don't know if I can do it like that. ID, let's just do sample, okay? That's gonna put it in, and then I can just put cat.name in there. And let's see if that outputs correctly. Let's just double check on the front end. Why would some class work? No, it's actually a very awesome technique because it takes the class and just all it does is the same selector, just with one extra point of specificity. And it's really handy. You know how people use important all the time? It's like the easiest trick for getting around having to use important. You can literally dial in the exact specificity score that you need to beat the competing selector and keep everything under more control, right? I don't even understand what the amp just happened. It's like this, okay? Let's say you're writing, okay, my class, okay? And you're doing a background of red. Or not, the margin is actually a better thing. Like margin, we'll just do a margin bottom 1em, right here, right? Okay, so you have the class, my class, on something that, and it has another rule that was trying to set margin as well. And let's say both of them used a class to set margin. One of them maybe was a global class where it's like, hey, this global situation, I want all these things to have a margin bottom. But in this specific situation, you want to tweak the margin bottom. So you have 2 different competing rules. You can't remove it from the other thing because it's controlling a lot of things. But in this one specific situation, you want to change the margin bottom. They both are using a class. They both have a specificity score of 0, 1, 0. Okay. And by the way, in Page Building 101, I think the very next video that's about to come out is going to be about scoring specificity, understanding how specificity works and how it's scored. But what I need to beat a 0, 1, 0 is 0, 1, 1 or greater. Now you could do 0, 1, 1 by doing something else dumb like section my class or body my class, or you'll often see this, right? Because this gives a third point, like in the third column, okay? It's like 3-column score, 0, 1, 0. This would be 0, 1, 1. But that's annoying. That's annoying to do it that way. a good trick is, and sometimes you need more than, you know, a decimal place of specificity extra. If you just do this, it becomes 020 instead of 010, because you're literally referencing the class twice and you're chaining them together. It doesn't change how the rule works. It just changes the score. And so immediately this class will just win over any other competing class. All right, so it's just a hack. I mean, you could literally go like this. But it turns out that in nesting with the ampersand, as we just learned, that does the same thing as what I just did a second ago, which is because in etch, I literally can't double the selector because I didn't write the selector. Etch just uses the selector. Let me get out of here. Etch just uses the selector that's on there. I can't double it right here. I can't write in here. Okay, so the double ampersand allows me to use nesting to essentially double the selector. It's a really good find. It's a really good find, honestly. Okay, let's go ahead and loop through here. So we're looping. We can just steal this entire loop, I think. Let's just come drop this loop in here. Oh, I copied the JSON. That's not what I want to do. I want the loop itself. Okay, so let's copy that loop. Let's go in our sidebar and let's paste that in. And then what we don't need in here is the card or this list item or this sub loop, okay? Or this sub list. We just need, look at this. Look at this. Look at us go. Look at us go. Now, I don't know that they need to be H3s though. I don't know that they need to be H3s. And they are going to need an A inside of them. So let's go with let's go with Claude. Let's get a little Claude going and say, hey, give me the semantic HTML structure for a table of contents navigation, like for a blog post. Okay, I want to see what it thinks about proper semantics here. Okay, so it does want it to be a nav, and it does want it to have an ordered list. And it's going to be the LIA structure that you typically see in a nav. And the ARIA label is going to be table of contents. Okay, that's not bad. So we've got the LI already. So all we're going to do is wrap that in a div. That's going to become the UL. All right, so let's just quickly make that a UL. And then, oh, no, I'm sorry, OL. We want it to be ordered. And then I'm going to wrap that in a div, and that's going to become the nav. We kind of just work inside out there, where we go nav, then OL, then LI, and then this does not even need to be a heading. So I'm just going to take cat name, tool cat list heading. Actually, let's make this a span. Should we make it a span? No, make this the A. Just make this the A. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. But I feel like I lost something. I am losing something. I'm losing my styles. Okay, let's just make that an A and check it in a second. Toolcat heading, text decoration, none. No, I have it. Okay, the text decoration was just covering it up. I actually don't need the, oh yeah, no, section intro. It's not gonna get the divider lines because I didn't put the data attributes on this column. So yeah, this is all just working out. It's just kind of automatically managing itself. Okay, so this is going to be table of contents. This is going to be our list. This is going to be our list item. This is going to be our link. Okay, fantastic. Now, list item, right click, and I'm going to call this tools talk. Tools talk. That's going to be my name. Right click, create BEM classes. Okay, so I got tools talk. That looks all good. Let's go see the front end and just see how we're doing. Okay. Oh, now imagine that's sticky and imagine it links you to the right place on the page. Come on. We're making progress here. We're making progress. Okay. These don't have URLs yet. That's fine. Let's check and see if we got our IDs on here properly. ID is featured. You guys see that? ID equals featured. I'm going to lowercase that though. I don't want these uppercases. This is not, well, that's not the life we want to live. So I'm going to go back here to cat name and I'm just going to say to lowercase. Okay. And then we'll go back to the front end, verify that that has fixed itself. It's not on there, it's on here. Okay, and H3 ID featured, still not, do we have a caching? Are we dealing with a caching situation? No. Did it save? Okay, let's go back here. Oh, what happened? To lower case. Did I do this somewhere else? I need to be careful. Let's not move too quickly here. Let's make sure ID cat.name.to lowercase. Saving is in the books. Okay. And let's see what we get. There we go. Okay, now we're lowercased. That's much better. So these are essentially anchor links now. And if we were to link, let's go over here and see what our link situation is. So we have the cat.name. We don't have an href. So I'm going to do href equals #, just drop that in. It's a little dumb when I'm like zoomed in like this to do that because it's hard to follow, but that gives me the href anchor. That's good. I want to do, this cat.name, just reference cat.name. I feel like that's all we might have to do. Okay. Saving is in the books. Let's refresh. Let's zoom out on this page. It does. Oh, you got a 2 lowercase that one too. Okay. 2 lowercase. Save. This is why I wanted to lowercase it to standardize it, because anchor links are case sensitive, and so is CSS. So you do not want to be in a situation where you have capitalized class names or capitalized IDs or anything like that. You want to always force those to lowercase. Look at us go. I think builders, email marketing, featured. Though it's not really taking us over there, is it? WordPress plugins, or is it? Where are we? Oh, featured is at the top. Okay, what's one down here? Let's go design and dev. That's a lot of nav elements you got going there. Oh, let me check. Do we have more than one nav? What do you mean? Do I have more than one nav element? Okay, design and dev. Okay, no, it's not taking us to where we need to go. Did I put IDs on these accidentally? I bet I did. I bet it's, yeah, I did. Okay, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to take away the ID here. So let's go to our link, ID. No, sir. No, sir. Save. I love when these things are in loops because it's like you just fix the one and there. Okay, now we're rocking and rolling. Featured, money, and now imagine that that's sticky. We got to make that sticky now. It's got to follow us around. Okay, so we're gonna drop in. By the way, above that, here's our H2 heading. We'll drag this above the loop, and this is gonna say. Okay, so we have an H1 on the page. Peek inside my toolbox. Okay. All tools. What's going on there? All tools. Okay. I don't know. What would be a good heading for right here? Choose a tool. Choose a tool. Now, you're not really choosing a tool. Tools, all tools. Remember, this is the heading for the entire section, not the sidebar. It's for the entire section. Is there a good heading for that? Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's go flex column. Let's do a gap. Maybe, oh, okay, I see what's happening. Sidebar, heading, nav, list. Oh, I'm looping the nav. Oh yeah, what a moron. Okay, that's okay. So we can just go nav. Yeah, I built all the things inside the nav. That's okay. We can go out here. Perfect. And then we can take our loop and just say, you know what? I want my loop to go in there, and I need the list item to live in the loop. Just a little, you know, shuffle. Just a little slip and slide, you know? No diddy though, okay? No diddy. Whoa, pause. Okay. We're back. Okay, builders, all tools. How we feeling? I need it to be sticky. That's all we need. That's all we need, guys. That's all we need. Get it to be sticky. Okay, so tools, sidebar. Let's rock a sticky class on here, shall we? Do I even have sticky turned on? I don't know. I'll show you 2 different ways to make sticky. How about that? Okay, let's refresh. Okay, I don't think I have it on. You can go. Oh, no, I put it on the sidebar. First of all, we don't want to be on the sidebar. We want to be on the talk. The talk. Oh, do we want the heading to be included in the stickiness? That's the question. Do we want the heading to come with? I think it might make sense. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. We can do it both ways. We'll figure it out. Okay. Let's go with the nav. The nav we want to be. Let's try the sticky class on here. See if that works. No. Okay, let's go position. We're gonna go sticky. And we're gonna go top is, at least to start, 0. Probably gonna need an offset. Yeah. So at minimum, we need an offset for the admin bar. By the way, if you guys ever run into this problem where the admin bar covers your shit right here, covers your sticky stuff, or your header sometimes, I don't know if not everybody knows this, so might as well just tell them. But if you inset, okay, so this is like the offset of the sticky right here. You can just go, if you're an ACSS user, you can say admin bar height. I think that's our little token for it. And let's go to the front end. The way admin bar height works, see if it works here. Yeah, see, it's no longer covering up the very first option, okay? It's offsetting by the height of the admin bar. But what's great about that is when the admin bar is not present on the page, it effectively reverts to 0. So it's not an offset for anybody that's not an admin. Like if you see an admin bar, it'll offset. But if there's no admin bar, it won't offset anything. So it's really handy dandy. But you can also have your normal offset that you want. For example, I would like maybe a space M offset. And then I want to add my space M offset to the admin bar height. And that way I get both effects. I get my little offset, and it's gonna account for the admin bar. And when the admin bar is not present, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna mess anything up. Now the question I'm gonna turn over to you guys is, do you want the heading to go with the sticky here, or is it okay? Can we just have it like this? And I wanna inspect this and see, do we still have our good situation going here? So section, container, here's our sidebar. We've got a nav, we've got an ordered list, we've got our LIs, we've got our A's with our hrefs. Okay, it's all pretty good. Now, I'm just wondering, okay, that's all good there. I'm noticing with our header seems to be interfering with this area here, because I can't click on these links until I'm down below the header. So that's something we might want to figure out. World's worst developer wants to see the heading. Okay. So tools talk. Well, we can actually put, it's not really the heading of the nav is the problem. So what we really need here is we need to wrap this in a div, and we need to say sticky sidebar sticky, okay? And then our nav goes inside that little wrapper. And now that wrapper can have our gap on it that we wanted. And this can also be position sticky. And then we'll hijack the offset that we had from our tools talk. Okay, we'll just Command X that away. And we'll move this to the sticky wrapper. And now the entire thing should be sticky. Bam. And now it goes and it looks good. It's got the offset. How are we feeling about that? I feel like it's pretty good, right? And we made like a little, look at this. I mean, it seamlessly just stays there, so you can just keep going around. You can just move up and down. It's nice and sexy. It's got the smooth scroll effect. It's got, okay, we're good here. All right, I think we've accomplished what we set out to do. Maybe we go, I'm gonna play around with the color of these cards though, because I'm not sold maybe on gray, you know? So let's go into tool card and let's see how we wanna play this. Let's go with background primary semi-dark, primary dark, primary ultra dark, primary, let's go off the reservation. Okay, LCH from var primary LCH .2 filter, no, backdrop filter. Blur. I don't think there is anything behind it that we would need, but if there ends up being anything, we want maybe to have a little bit blur going on. Primary 0.15. So this is just gonna give a little bit of color in those. And maybe just, okay. You know, I'm not a designer, right? I'm not a designer, so I don't always know. When I first see the thing, I'm like, is that too much? Or do we have too much blue going? Was it better gray or is it better blue? You guys help me out here. You guys help me out here. Does it give a little bit more life to the page? Huh? How do we feel? How do we feel? I'm actually thinking this heading up here. What's great about this header situation is that I can actually edit it from right here because I'm already working in a template. Oh, it's got some sort of, there's some sort of z-index thing going on right here. Let's reload this. I don't think it's liking me right now. I don't know what it's hating right now. I liked it gray. Okay. Let's close this window. I don't know what's up with that. I thought the blue ribbons gave enough pop. Too much blue. I like the blue cards, but change the ribbon color. Make the card background primary. Well, that would be crazy vibrant. That would be crazy vibrant. I don't know if we want to do all that. Page weight seems off with blue. Okay. All right. Well, let's close some tabs here. Let's get back in here. I'm wondering if I did something on that page. I'm going to go to header real quick. Let's edit this. I'm wondering what the z-index of this header is. Oh, that does not need to be there. That needs to be on the bar. Okay. We don't want the whole header is unnecessary. The header is like a wrapper. It's just this bar that needs to be above everything. So that z-index was causing a problem. Okay. That's much better. Okay, tools archive. I've done something on this page. I think I may have some broken CSS on this page somewhere. And it's affecting the builder. I'm gonna have to debug later. But for right now, let's go to the card. Edit component. Oh yeah, there's something it does not like. What did I have? Base dark. What did I have before? Base dark, base semi-dark. Base semi-dark. That's what I had before. Okay. Let's check that on the front end. See how we feel. All right. I mean, I guess. I guess. Whatever. Ooh, should I put... that'd be too much because there's too many cards. I was like, maybe we can incorporate the stripe pattern in the cards somewhere. Maybe like right along the bottom though. What if we did that right along the bottom? Right along the bottom of the cards. But because they can give a little bit of, they'll give a little bit of blue and a little bit of energy. But is that too much? Are we doing too much with the pattern? No, the blue is better. Don't listen to them. I love the internet. I love the internet. We can't agree on anything. What about a white ribbon? Nah, I think that's gonna clash with the logo though. The little tool logo thing. Do it. Do the okay. We'll get let's give a shot to. Okay, well, if I just put on the class, if I did surface lines, was it surface line? Oh, stripes. Delete that. Surface stripes. Is it clashing? Because they're both trying to use background, I bet. They're both trying to use background. Okay. All right. So we're not going to use the class. We can do, what we're going to do is steal the actual pattern. So let's go to surfaces and overlays, custom surfaces, just steal this repeating linear gradient. Background. There's the repeating linear gradient, but I'm going to need another layer, I think. How do you, it's commas, right? I thought if you put it on top, it became on top, yada, 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 yada. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need another linear gradient on top of this linear gradient. So like linear gradient, two top, red, blue. Let's just see what we, okay, that. But why does this look like it's underneath? Because I see the stripes on here. What if I put this first? There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so the red needs to be transparent and the blue needs to be our card background color, essentially. Base, semi-dark. And then we just need to change our percentages. 10%. No, this is not where we want to do this. We want to do this maybe here. Okay. All right. 40. But I don't like it. It doesn't look good going into the gray, does it? Like, Wait, I think I'm thinking about this wrong because it's the two linear gradients are interacting with each other. Yes. var primary. Oh, these are just transparent. Okay. So maybe not. What if we do this right here? Yeah, let's go to the front end. How we feel about this. Okay. Let's give it a little bit more life. What happened to the top here? What happened to the top border here? Like something's happening there that doesn't need to be happening. Accessibility nightmare coming soon. The nav is behind the cards now. Let's see. Yeah, good catch. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. All right. Same thing with behind the stripe up here. So we're going to have to figure that out. But right now, I just want to know what we think about the soft lines at the bottom of the card, incorporating our pattern from up here in our cards. How do we feel about this? Can you guys even see that on the stream? I don't even know. There we go. I can zoom in a little bit. It's interacting with the borders of the card, which is not great. But I think that can be adjusted. We can take the border off the cards as well. Expanded, true. Like we can just do that. What does this look like? Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I need some big no. I don't like the look of that. Not a fan of the card and lines. I can barely see it. Okay. I feel like if the card was blue, or was the blue color, incorporated the blue color, it would work. You know? But here's where This is where I got confused because I feel like the stripes should be. The stripes should not have black behind them. I'm trying to figure out why they have black behind them. Transparent should go through to the, oh, okay. I think I know. I think I know. If you do background color here, does it come through? No. If you did another layer, yes. Okay. Now, I know we didn't agree on blue cards, but this is what I was thinking about with regard to. Okay, so now if we go base semi-dark again here and go base semi-dark here as well, that should blend better. Now that blends a little bit better. Do we still not like it now that I've blended it better is the question. Let's go and look on the front end. There we go. Make the brown gradient go from left to right, left, full transparency, right, full brown. The line's also slightly brown. Dude, you might have just short-circuited my brain. I don't know. I think the card needs the same color as the line. It will work. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So let's go back to subtle, subtle, subtle light. We're gonna take this base semi-dark and we will OKLCH this. We're gonna do primary, LCH, and then go back to like 0.2. Oh, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Because we were using this for, what were we using that for? It's hard managing all the layers of these cards. All right, so var base semi-dark needs to be this primary color. Maybe 0.2 back there. Okay, and I can just keep using this in other places. I just need to figure out where it's supposed to be used. That's that. This is really the card. Okay, it can't be a transparent color, I think is the problem that we're running into. Otherwise, we can't hide the stripes. Yeah. 0, okay. Base ultra dark. So that really has to be something like this. Primary ultra dark. Think about making a custom color real quick for this. A custom card background color. From primary. Okay. That would be good there. Oh, actually, what am I even thinking? You can make custom colors right here. So you could just change the lightness. No, what does it want? Yeah, it wants decimals, right? That would be ultralight. I gotta practice with my OKLCH. You can calc them, L divided by 50. Why do I feel like this isn't getting any darker? Or am I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, it needs to be 1. Duh. Okay. So what are we, let's get these L's. Let's figure out what we're actually doing with the L here. That's the real lightness value of the L. Okay. And then we go into O's. Is that as dark as it will get? Now we can take the chroma down. There we go. Okay, we're getting it. Just dial this in maybe. We're not gonna switch the hue. I don't know. Let's go see what we've got. We're just playing around here. What's crazy about this, what I've been introducing is, yeah, that's too dark up here. It's too blue. It's too blue. We almost need to kill the chroma, like, in all these different areas. So not just there, but like down here. 30%. 30%, 20, 20, 20, 20. Starting to get there, I think. There we go. Maybe like somewhere in there. Let's just see. I don't know. It's the life of not being an actual designer. You know what I'm saying? I think we can get the border back. Might help. I don't know. We might come back to these later. The thing with when I'm doing this kind of stuff is you make a couple of decisions. You make we don't want the border. The border's not going to work with the stripes in the background. You have to come back with fresh eyes. And just see, with fresh eyes, how do we feel about it? Yeah. Keep the blue, you can make something work out of it. Yeah, I feel like we're on the right track with the blue. It's just not the right, it's too deep right now. It's too like deep sea bluey right now. And I'm gonna have to keep playing with it. But I think, you know, having the pattern in the background gives a little bit of added, even though it's not the right color right now. It gives a little life. It gives a little energy to the cards, you know? These don't necessarily need to be, yeah, those, that actually gives it a little glow down there. I think we're on to something. It just has to, okay. I think we're on to something. We just have to keep dialing this in. Let's make it do something on hover. What do we want it to do? Maybe, here's a trick, by the way. Let me show you a trick. So I don't have any hovers yet, I don't think. No. I only have clickable parent and I have focus parent. So I'm just gonna come all the way to the bottom for this. Let's do and hover and focus within, okay? And I think, let's see, and hover as, yeah, we're good. Clickable parent, A after, A build block after, focus within, not has focus visible, focus within. Oh, I do have okay, we're doing the outline style. Okay, that should be fine, Let's do a translate of 0 and minus 10% or something. On hover, that's a broken style. Okay, so that would move the card up on hover like that. Let's see if we like that. How much do we want to move it, by the way? 1M, maybe a half M. Maybe we want this to be subtle. Like this? Okay. Anything else we want to do? I don't know. But what we can do is just come out here and say transition, translate, transition. Nice and smooth now. Let's just go see if that's enough. And maybe if it's too much. You know, it's not bad. I think our cards, they're coming along. If you have any other, can you make it not ugly on hover? I miss the plain dark blue cards. I don't know why. Why do you miss the plain dark? Why do we want plain so much? Let's see. Transparent, 2 pixels, 2. These can be even more subtle. These lines. This is why it's all like tweakable. You know, it's all tweakable. They don't have to be so strong. There we go. A little bit more subtle back there. When you have like kind of a brand pattern, you know, it's good to incorporate it at a few different places. Try doing an inner glow effect. Okay. So my man wants a box shadow, inset box shadow, it sounds like. On hover focus within, we're gonna go box shadow, inset, 0, 0, 40 pixels, 0 red. Bam. Now, I'm gonna show you the trick. So the trick is you inspect, okay? You go to the thing, you go hover, hover. This will lock it in its hover state. Then you minimize this, and essentially you can just build with that locked in the hover state now. And so I can come down here and I can say, this should be like what, white? Okay, obviously not. We can color mix it though, color mix. We can color mix primary with transparent. And we can say that we want 10% of the primary, or 20, 30. There's a little bit more of a glow there. Do we want more spread, or what is this called? Softness? I forgot what the term for this 80 is. How much of a glow do you want? Is there, you don't animate all, instead you just did translate. I typically do all in the case I had another transition. The problem with all, Tyree, is that it's not performant. It's not very performant. So the browser tries to animate every property on every element. And it's best to pick and choose the thing that you're animating, or that you're, in this case, transitioning. All right, is this a good enough glow? Is it too much glow? What do we want with our glow, guys? We're at 80 pixels right now. You throw out a number, I'm gonna go with it. You want 40, 80, 60? What do you guys want for a glow here? You just looked on your phone and it's way too bright. Well, I'll have to look on a phone, but I don't know. That might mean your monitor sucks. I don't know. Very little glow. These are tools people will just glance at them, don't need to oversell anything. Very little glow. Okay. So he wants, let's go up to the one that's locked, by the way. So we're looking at. So you're thinking maybe 40 pixels and maybe 20 or 15% on the transparency. 78%. That's very particular. I don't know how you arrived at that number, but I like it. 300. Let's refresh. All right, now we need to transition the box shadow. So I don't think that's enough glow, guys. I don't think that's enough glow. I think I'm gonna go with 78, like Lucky Cat Creative said. Let's see if we need to bump the transparency up a little bit too. That's pretty good. And if we transition it, I think it'll be fine. So you go box shadow, transition, bam. Done deal, done deal. How we like it? Better, a little better, not bad. Pretty good, pretty good. Just a little bit of a glow. Yeah, a little subtle. Same color as the, same color family anyway, as the card. Okay. I'm pretty happy with what we accomplished here. We've got, these are not done. These cards are not done. They have to be tweaked with fresh eyes, but we have a sticky navigation over here. Did we put the ARIA label on here? Let's cross our T's and dot our I's. Did we put an ARIA label on this thing? Let's get out of this component. Let's click over here, get to our talk. No. So we need a ARIA label equals table of contents. Okay, we got a table of contents ARIA label. I think we're good there. I think we're good there. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at it on the phone. I don't know. It's not done yet anyway, so let's try a footer. Do we have any viable footers here on the pattern site? I don't need a crazy footer. I just need like I mean footer Mike might work. I like footer Mike because it's an atypical footer pattern. It goes horizontal instead of the typical columns. Footer alpha is your typical footer. And then footer Mike is like an atypical footer. I think we'll go with footer Mike. Let's copy this. Let's just see if footer Mike works. Footer Mike doesn't work, we can kill it, you know? Let's go to the index template. Get a little paste in here. Let's get rid of the inspector too. Did that copy to my clipboard? Did footer mic come with? Oh, you know what? I changed where these are located. I wonder if I broke them at some point. Header pat. No, there's the copy button. That looks like all the JSON. Oh, that's in the article card. Class pattern card. I don't think we need the JSON in the card. JSON's supposed to be in the button. Header. Button. Yep. Well, at least on this pattern. Okay, well, we can solve this. I think we can just go to footer mic and get it from here. Now let's see if it's on our clipboard. It does appear to be. Oh, there we go. Footer mic. Okay, footer mic. Let's see if you fit the bill, bud. We can get rid of this background. Perfect. We're going to come in here and just say link color, text light. Okay, and yeah, I think I want them to go primary on hover. I think that's fine. We don't want there to be decoration though. So text decoration none. What's the original footer? No, I think it does rely on text decoration actually, because it's hard to tell the difference between the heading for the row and the actual links. Okay, I think we can do that. They might be a little tight together, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe we just take away, there we go. A little bit more in there, and then maybe 1.5 in here, just kind of adjust those out a little bit. Then we got this CTA card, which we can just take that off. I mean, screw this. Just remove all that and just go footer mic CTA. Come over here and target this with the card framework. Save. That'll just give it its default card style. There we go. Okay. Props.cta head. Okay, that's all controlled with props then. All right, that's fine. This is all good. That's all good. Exit. Do we want this to be a color down here? We have a minimalist version of it too. That's fantastic. That's going to come in helpful. Footer mic, edit component. I'm thinking background of base dark, semi-dark, maybe semi-dark. Let's see how we're looking. Go to the home page. All right, so here we are, coming down, and finally we arrive at our footer. I think I'm going to swap this CTA out. It's kind of like a generic card. I think we're going to go with something better there. So I might not even need that card there. But I think this is fine for... I don't have a gazillion links, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a ton going on here. The question is, do I have enough things to put in here? I guess I could, especially, well... Resources is going to be YouTube. Let's start to look at how we might want to do this. So social would be X. This would be Facebook, right? And then this would just be delete. So remove that and remove that. Okay. Resources would be like Page Building 101. The blog, articles. This would be like products. I wouldn't put tools in here. Well, tools, I could go etch, automatic CSS, frames, and then like see all tools. Let's see how that might work. So this would be like automatic CSS. Now you could go in here and loop individual rows if you wanted to. I don't know that it's that serious that we have to make it that serious. Let's put etch first. And then let's put automatic CSS here. And then just make this say all tools. Something like that. Okay, okay. What happens if we don't have all, okay, that's fine. It works with like 2, 3, 4 rows. That should be fine. Features, okay. So this would be, we got, this would be tools. Okay. This would be resources, right? So we would have, this would be like page building 101. Then we would have articles. And then we'd have videos. I don't know what I'm going to put in this top row though. This would be like bio, you know, about me, bio. Oh yeah. This would be like recent. What was that? What was that area on the homepage called? Where I've been or where I've been lately. Appearances. Okay. So this would be appearances. Bio, appearances. What else can we throw in there? Oh, coaching, right? Coaching. Okay. Third link, coaching. Bio, appearances, coaching. And we maybe still don't need this last link. Resources, tools, social. I think we're pretty good here. Pretty good there. Let's refresh. He's on Pixel 10. It looks nice and dark on my iPhone 15. What phone are you looking at it on? Can you make the talk order match the loop order featured is above the rest? Can you make the talk order match the loop order? Let's go back to tools. I mean, the answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? The answer is yes. Analytic. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I think maybe we just use CSS to move the featured. Let's see how that was done. It's the same loop, so it's looping them in the same order. I think this just used CSS to move featured to the top. Let's go ahead and take a look-see. Why don't you add YouTube on your socials? Well, I think, wouldn't we have a duplicate YouTube link then? Like, I gotta move that to the front, but let's get this going here. Social X, because this video, well, you're right. In my mind, I was thinking that might go to YouTube right there, but it's not. We're gonna have a whole videos page, so you're right. That needs to go. We'll fix that in a minute. Okay, we can kill this one. We don't need that. We don't need that. We're already in here. Oh, I'm already here. Look at this. Let's just do it right now. Okay, so we need to duplicate the LI, and that is going to be YouTube. I would honestly put YouTube like before Facebook. Facebook is kind of the least. I would actually put YouTube first, right? I think we should do YouTube first. Let's do that. Let's do YouTube first. Okay. Now let's go over to the tools. So we're going to exit component editor, head over to templates and tools archive. We're going to see what is causing featured to bump to the top. So we have talk list item. That's the talk list. Here's the list item for the tool card. Here's the list item for that wraps the actual heading. Here it is. LI data category equals featured order -1. So essentially we can come over here, tools sidebar. You would do it from data category. Yep. Data category cat name is being put on the LIs. So this OL right here, essentially just pop that on there. And let's see if it moves LI data category featured order -1. We are on a list. This list might need to be display flex. That's gonna, yeah, that has to happen to make it work. Okay, dear Lord. Let's move this. Good, a little bumpsy, a little bump, you know? Not a Miami bump, you know what I'm saying? Different kind of bump, different kind of bump. Well, that actually has a bunch of different connotations right there. I was talking, you know, but you know, it actually has, that goes a lot of ways in Miami, you know? Let's go check that out. So are you happy? We did. Now, what I will say, there's featured. So look at the tab order though. Tab order, not so great. Not so great with the tab order. Because look at it jumping around, because tab order and CSS do not get along. But there is a new property where you can make the tab order respect the CSS order. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but we do have Claude. We do have Claude to help us, okay? What is the new CSS property that makes tab order respect CSS order? How do y'all view the site anyways? If I go to the OnRocket URL tools, I see an old version and not the new. You just see a cached version. I'm logged in, so it's clearing the cache for me. Here, let me help you out. All right, I cleared the cache for you. Let's see. Where'd Claude go? Reading flow. Yes, sir. Reading flow flex visual follows the visual order in flex layouts. Follows the flex flow direction. Follows grid items by row. Follow grid items column by column. Follow the modified document order within the grid. Normal. Follows the visual order in flex layouts. I think I want flex visual. Let's try this. Let's try reading flow flex visual. I'll just steal this whole thing. The question is, yeah, I imagine you put it on the parent, right? Let's just see what that does. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. Okay. And we already are doing, did I already do it on that side? And I just forgot? Let's go check. Cross, where, list. We need to be on the cat list. I did, look at that. I had already done it on this one. Wow, okay. Cross the T's and dot the I's, my friends. Okay, so now it's doing it on both. See, the reason you should come to these streams is you learn all these little goodies. Who else is talking about these little goodies in real life, real world scenarios? Did you even realize, let's just do a pop quiz. Did you even realize that when you change the CSS order of things, that it will break the tab order of focusing on elements? Did you know that? Like, these are the things people come with a little notepad. I mean, the amount of goodies you can extract from something like this. All right, I think we're about done with this stream. I mean, I kind of like this peek inside my toolbox page is starting to come together. We still got a header issue that's pissing me off. Let's try to fix that and then we'll get out of here, because I can't live with this. You can't live with this. What are we doing here? Why is this z-index 99999 not working? Do we just need a z-index of like 1 on here to bump it? Or maybe an isolation isolate. Before we do that, let's try an isolation of isolate. There's certain scenarios like this where z-index, yeah, that's not liking it. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay. I don't like how big this all tools is. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, but now we're in the same situation. See, I can't get to here. I can't get to these things because the header itself, see, the header is that whole area over there. Oh, okay. Well, that's one problem. We don't need to position fix this entire header. Maybe that's one of our problems. Let's take this position fix top stuff out of here. I don't know that we need the Z index. Oh, we kind of do. You can't just position fix this. That ain't gonna do the job. Maybe it is. Do we need to do like height 0 or just no padding up in here? No padding up in here. What if it's effectively no height because it has no padding, and this is the only thing that lives outside of it, this header bar. Top 0% plus the admin bar height. We need this to be space M. Did I just fix it? Why is it now below again is the question. Oh, I know. Okay. I'm onto it. Don't worry. I'm onto it. It cannot escape me. Just understand that. It cannot escape me. This should solve all the problems. Look at this. Look at us go. Look at us go. I'm undefeated. I can't be stopped. I cannot be stopped. Okay. Let's go in here. And what we want to do here. What was I just thinking? Oh, yeah, this. This heading's too big. Tools section heading. Font size, H3, H4, H3. Let's do H3. Okay. I mean, I didn't really need to do that. I mean, I could delete that. You could just do an H3 class. Do we need to name it and get? We're not doing anything else to it. Why don't we just throw an H3 class on there? That's better. It's not so loud over there. I felt like it was shouting at me. You know what I'm saying? It's like so, it's so big. Out of interest, why do we need the div for the bar? Couldn't we just take the header element and just make that one the narrow bar directly? I mean, you probably could. Yeah, you probably could. But I like wrappers for things a lot of times. It adds a little bit more flexibility. It means that if I decide to take this in a different direction, I don't have to like rebuild structure or completely undo everything. Like the inner bar has a lot of styles. Let's say you didn't want it to be fixed or something, right? I now have a little wrapper container that I can bring right back and do things with. It's a little more flexibility in my estimation. You also want to not create no man's lands whenever possible. Like I know the design doesn't call for anything happening off to the sides over here, but if I wanted to add something, it's an impossibility. If you have no wrapper, you're done. You're stuck. Like literally nothing would be able to exist over here or over here. But because I always have that wrapper, I can potentially put something over there. Why do we need the, okay, so pointer events none. Yeah, you could do that too, maybe that would have, no, I don't know. It wasn't, I don't know if that would have helped. I'm tempted to see. I'm tempted to bring it back and see if it would have helped. Let's go to header. So we can just comment out. What's good about this is you can just comment things out, you know? So padding block of 0, that'll give it a little bit of padding there. Let's just give it a value again. Var space M. I don't know exactly where it was actually. Was it section? I think it was section or something. Yeah. It's like section space M. Oh, the position fixed was on there. That's why, right? Wasn't the position fixed on there? We'll bring that back. So this is what it was like. This is what it was like. Okay. So he's saying, could pointer events none? Let's verify that our problem exists again. This is all good. You should do these things as a learning exercise, you know? Okay, so we come down and yes, it's blocking me, okay? Can I just pointer events none? Yep. All right, 1,000 points to a deal. 1,000 points to a deal. It's like I just took my daughter to one of those arcades where you get tickets, you know? You pay $75 and then you see how many tickets you can win in the games, and then you turn in your tickets for like a lollipop or something, a fucking Kit Kat, you know? Like $75, I got a Kit Kat and like a stuffed animal of the lowest possible quality. That's kind of what the points are valued here on WDD Live. So I'll see you after the show, and you can pick out your terrible Chinese-produced toy from Temu. Okay, you can get your Temu duck. Okay, I think that's great. That's fantastic, right? And now I actually have more of a workable little wrapper there. I can take the position off of section space S, the header bar. We can go position fixed top, take that off, bam. And now we have a working wrapper. So now you could put in something else and it's not gonna affect anything. It's not gonna break anything. Is that our skip link hiding up there? What is that thing? What's that little buddy doing? What you doing, little buddy? Peeking out here. What are we doing up there? Header, div, no. What is that thing? Where's that coming from? Top, 0, position fixed, top, Z index 1, isolate. What is that thing? Does anybody know what that thing is? Point prizes can be a free CSS recipe. But does the nav work if pointer events none? That's a really great question. You know, we should have checked that. Because we did it on the wrapper, and I'm thinking this is elevated above the wrapper, but you're damn right. It's gonna cancel everything inside of it. Your 1,000 points a deal are revoked. I'm sorry, my friend. Your 1,000 points have been revoked. Poor a deal. Poor a deal. He had that Kit Kat in his damn hand, and it just got revoked. What a shame. Header bar. Drop that in. There we go. We're back in action. Jonathan, you missed a bunch, bud. You missed a whole build of this tools page, which we're not done yet. Okay, the jury is still out on these cards. The jury is still out on these cards, but we got a dope header. I mean, I like the dope little hero section here. I'm digging our table of contents, our sticky table of contents that we built. We got nice smooth navigation here. Okay, we just need to figure out our grid here of our tools. We got a nice little badge for our affiliate deals. We got a nice little glow translate on the cards. Yeah, no stuffed animal a deal. Maybe next time, bud. This was like it's like the claw game. I saw that plenty of times over the weekend. You know, hooks that toy you wanted. I had to watch my daughter's face over and over again. And I tried to explain it to her. I'm like, honey, game's designed for you to lose, okay? I know you think it might be a little fun right now, but you're sad every time. And you don't have to be sad every time. You could learn to expect this, the outcome. Especially since this game, as I told you a minute ago, and a minute before that, and a minute before that, is designed to make you lose. It's designed, I know you think it's taking it, it's designed to shake it at the top and drop it, okay? This is what it is. And, but you know, she's 8, so she doesn't believe me. She thinks she's gonna game it. She thinks she's gonna win. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. All right, I think we're gonna shut this off, guys. I think we're gonna shut this off today. Made some good progress. If you want to track the progress, the URL is up here. You could just bookmark that. And this is a live dev environment. I will keep going with progress on here. And if you guys have any questions about things or how things are done, let me know. And I'm happy to jump on a stream and show everybody behind the scenes. Yeah, yep. I'm just checking up on the chat here. Those games are rigged and you can't win. Just like trying to argue with a narcissist. Yeah. The thing I actually saw, I think, a documentary on them one time, or some YouTuber who's starting a company of claw machines, and they actually have like a computer chip in them where you can literally tell it how often you want somebody to win. So like based on how it like aggressively will, I guess, shake the thing at the top, or like how strong the actual mechanism clamps on things, it's literally, you can dial in to where you can be like, I want people to win 1 out of every 15 times. And it'll do that. It's wild. It's wild. My daughter's 15. She believes me even less. Nice. I won't let you cut my points. You can make pointer events auto on the actual sticky row. Okay, deal. We'll keep looking at this afterwards. Your points are in limbo right now, my friend. I won't take them away completely, but I'm also not convinced at the same time. So we'll take a closer look at it, and we'll see if we can get to work. And you may get your points back. And then your Kit Kat is safe. Okay. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Love you guys. I'll be back next week. Peace.